This is Top Accolade Global News Updates. I am Sohibifa Jackridge. Nigel Farage's Reform UK party overtook Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's Conservatives in an opinion poll for the first time ahead of Britain's election on July 4th. The poll by YouGov for the Times newspaper puts Reform UK on 19%, up from 17% previously, and the Conservative Party unchanged on 18%. The opposition Labour Party topped the poll with 37%. The survey of 2,211 people was carried out June 12th to 13th after Sunak pledged to cut £17 billion, that is $21.70 billion of taxes for working people in his party's election manifesto. Reform's poll rating has risen since Farage, best known for his successful campaign for Britain to leave the European Union, said he was returning to frontline politics, taking over leadership of the party and standing for election to Parliament. A small right-wing party founded in 2018 as the Brexit Party, Reform backs populist causes such as tougher immigration laws. Asked if the trend would stick, Conservative lawmaker who declined to be named said, "Yes, I think people are fed up with the Tories Conservatives, but not with conservatism, so they are moving to another Conservative party." Sunak's campaign has also been hit by sharp criticism after he left D-Day memorial events in France earlier than other world leaders. The opinion polls show the Conservatives much further ahead of reforms. Tesla shareholders approved CEO Elon Musk's $56 billion pay package. The electric vehicle maker said a big thumbs up to his leadership and an incentive to keep his focus on his biggest source of wealth. The approval underscores the support that Musk enjoys from Tesla's retail investors base, many of whom are vocal fans of the mercurial billionaire. The proposed base despite opposition from some large institutional investors and proxy firms. On stage at the annual shareholder meeting in Austin, Texas, Musk described himself as pathological optimistic. "If I wasn't optimistic, this wouldn't exist. This factory wouldn't exist," Musk said to applause, "but I do deliver in the end. That's the most important thing." He had tipped off late. The approval does not, however, resolve a lawsuit on the pay package in a Delaware court, which some legal experts think could stretch out for months. The judge invalidated the pay package in January, describing it as unfathomable. Musk, they also face fresh lawsuit on the package, which will be the largest in U.S. corporate history. Shareholders had voted for this package in 2018. The judge had criticized Tesla's board as beholden to him, saying the plan was proposed by a conflicted board with close personal and financial ties to its top executive. On Thursday, shareholders also approved a proposal to move the company's legal home to Texas from Delaware. They also approved other proposals, including the re-election of two board members, Musk's brother Kimball Musk and James Murdoch, son of media mogul Robert Murdoch. Shareholders did increase the level of investors' control by passing proposals in favor of shortening board terms to 1 year and lowering voting requirements for proposals to a simple majority despite board opposition to both. The U.S. Transportation Department said it fined Emirates $1.5 million for operating flights carrying JetBlue Airways, designated code in prohibiting airspace. The department said that between December 2021 and August 2022, Emirates said operated a significant number of flights carrying the JetBlue Airways code between the United Arab Emirates and the United States in airspace prohibited by the Federal Aviation Administration to U.S. operators. This conduct also violated a consent order issued in October 2020, finding Emirates for operating other flights in airspace under an FAA prohibition. Emirates was ordered to pay $200,000 under the 2020 order and another $200,000 if it violated the order within a year. An Emirates spokesperson said in a statement the airline had intended to operate the flight at or above the restricted level, but that in flight, air traffic control did not give clearance to ascend or had instructed flights to operate below the level. JetBlue, whose code share with Emirates ended in 2022, declined a comment. The department said flights at issue had traversed the Baghdad flight information region below certain altitudes, which the Federal Aviation Administration has prohibited in all U.S. commercial operators, and code shares from operating without special permissions. Emirates could face another $300,000 fine if it violates the rule again within a year. The Emirates spokesperson said in a statement that the airline no longer operated flights with U.S. carrier codes over Iraqi airspace. A seminal moment in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's unsuccessful campaign to retain his parliamentary majority occurred days before India's marathon election began in April. Speaking in the constituency that includes the Hindu temple town of Ayodhya, lawmaker Lalu Singh said that his and Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) was seeking a supermajority in Parliament's lower chamber to make material changes to the constitution. Opposition parties lashed onto Singh's remark to assert without evidence that BJP would amend modern Indians' founding document to strip Hindus at the bottom of the caste hierarchy of access to affirmative action policies. The attack line a nerve, splitting the Hindu vote and ending the BJP's decade-long dominance in the country's most populous states. Opinion polls had pointed to a landslide in Ayodhya's home state of Uttar Pradesh and nationality, but when results came through on June 4th, the BJP had lost 29 seats in the state, nearly half of all parties' losses nationwide. Despite the BJP's best efforts to debunk their emerging narratives, the damage was done. After a decade of electoral near invisibility that combined economic success with a narrative of Hindu supremacy, Modi's party was reduced to 240 seats nationwide. He was able to form a third government only with the help of allies, some of whom have a reputation for political fickleness. It was a reminder that BJP cannot take Hindu votes for granted. Britain's house builders are disappointed with what they see as a lack of radical measures to tackle the country's housing shortage in the election manifestos of both major parties, industry executives said. At its manifesto launch, the Labour Party confirmed it plans to build 1.5 million new homes, just short of the 1.6 million homes over the next 5 years promised to voters by the Conservative on Tuesday. The election will be held on July 4th. The average British house price hit a record high in May, and first-time home buyers are facing the toughest financial environment in 70 years. According to a recent report by the Building Societies Association, Claire Miller, the CEO of Clarison Housing, the UK's largest housing association, cautiously welcomes plan by both parties to bring forward investment in building new homes. In the end, it is action, not word, that matters, she said. Although both parties had set similar targets, some analysts said Labour was prepared to be more radical to achieve its housing aims. The ruling Conservative Party said in its manifesto that stamp duty, a tax paid on the purchase of property and land over a certain value, would be permanently abolished for first-time buyers on homes worth up to £425,000, that is $541,000. That is the size of top accolade global news update. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Friday.